Is it fair to say that you're familiar with the geology and hydrology of the Blanchard River watershed?
Yes.
Can you describe to the court what exactly a watershed is and how it's defined?
Watershed is a branching drainage system, collects all the water over a geographic area and discharges it out through a common point.
Does a watershed have a set geographic limit?
No, watersheds are defined by the sort of the extent of the drainage system, the point at which you choose the discharge, or the end, the terminus point at which the water discharges. Just a quick reminder of what a watershed would look like. In Northwest Ohio, it's a little bit flat, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to see the boundaries between the watershed, but if you had a little more relief, a three-dimensional view would show what a stream system actually consists of, at least from looking at it in a perspective view. Watersheds have a drainage divide separating them from adjacent watersheds. A watershed is actually a collection of drainage basins of lots of different tributaries and smaller streams.
Dr. May, I'm going to ask you your opinion on a couple of issues based on your training, education, experience as a geologist. And when answering these questions, if you could frame your answers to a reasonable degree of geological probability. In other words, more likely than not, based on geology. Okay? In your opinion, does the entire watershed contribute to flooding events in Findlay and Ottawa in the past?
Well, the watershed above Findlay contributes, the 300 or so square miles of the watershed contributes to the flooding in Findlay. The 600 or so miles above Ottawa contributes to all the flooding. So all the upstream areas contribute to those downstream locations, so yes.
And in your opinion, can we reasonably expect significant flooding events to continue in the watershed in the future?
Yes.
We currently have, as part of the Blanchard River watershed, the Maumee River Conservancy District, correct?
Correct.
Why is it that we need a separate, from a geological standpoint, body to deal with this situation?
Major watersheds are broken up into subunits. So the Maumee is almost 7,000 square miles in area, about 6,600 square miles in area. The Blanchard's about 700. From an inventory viewpoint, from a water management viewpoint, the U.S. Geologic Survey and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers prefer to work at about that level, roughly 1,000 or so square miles, given the density and the water uses for city water, for flood control activities. So the sort of standard management unit is that size of several hundred or 1,000 or so square miles. The mitigation measures in this community or others rely on many different episodes or many different possible engineering factors. Some upstream retention or impoundment. Those were fairly commonly created in the 1920s and 1930s throughout Ohio. Most of the lakes in Ohio were created at that point in time as reservoirs for the Scioto, for the Miami River drainage. Not a lot of opportunities for that in this part of the area because we don't have a lot of hilly areas in which to impound that water. Diversion, which has been discussed at some length, which we'll hear about a little bit more today. Flood walls or levees to protect individual communities. And then floodway and floodway controls in different areas. Mitigation assumes that rivers are a natural hazard, that they are going to flow. The cities were located there because they're also a natural resource for that water supply. You have to live with the fact that they also occasionally flow.